Hello, welcome to Scrap Time. My name is Christine, and in this video I'm going to be showing you ways you can just use up paints you have when you are art journaling and you squirt out too much paint. So I have my art journal here. This is the Dina Wakley art journal, and what's good about her art journal is you have the cotton paper, you have this burlap, you have some cotton material, muslin, and there's craft paper. So it just gives you different surfaces to work on. And because I know a lot of people struggle with working on the fabrics, I'm going to show you the burlap today. Now, in my previous video, I was showing you how to transform a page. And in doing so, you can see over here, I have big blobs of paint out. Now, I don't want to throw away that paint. So at the same time, I like to start a fresh page or work on a page you have going. So I just want to show you quickly how you can just use up some of your paints. Now I already had some stencils out. So this was the stencil I used last time. And it's a good one to start again because it has such big spaces that paint will go over top of this. So I'm going to use this light paint. It was the Liquitex Light Portrait Pink. And I'm just going to sort of brush it onto my page. Now what will also be interesting, because the burlap is sort of holy, is whether or not paint will go through my page. Now the page behind here is blank, so it doesn't affect anything. However, you may, if you had already done something on the page behind, you might just want to put a piece of printer paper or something between the pages to protect it. Now I had used the same sponge for different pinks, so that's why I'm getting a variation of pinks here. And I'm also not going to go right to the edge for this. I'm picking up a lot of paint and really trying to work it into the fabric. If you have too little paint on your sponge, then you'll be a while and you might get frustrated with how it's turning out. And I also like to go into starting the circles like that. It just it makes it more interesting rather than stopping right at like a circle. And because this is fabric, it will also absorb a lot more paint than your paper will. Now I think what I'm going to do is, when you look down here, I had some different paints, like pinks going on. I think I'm going to, before I take my stencil off, sort of work them into over top. Or at least the middle pink. When you have the different layers of color like that, it gives more depth and makes it a little more interesting, not as flat. Okay, so let's see what happens. So there we have some circles going on, and it's a start to it. And oh, as I thought, this is interesting too, because you have the paint going through and you start getting some designs on this page, which will start you off on another page in your journal. So I think I'm going to try that, and then I'll use that dark pink I have just to put a little bit more design onto the page. So I dried that paint. It takes a little bit longer because of the fabric. As I said, it absorbs a lot more paint than your paper does. So I'm going to use this script stencil. I'm not sure of the name of it. I'll find it, and if it's still available, I'll put it in the links in the description. And I'm going to just use my sponge to get into this. I'm just going to do it probably in like 3 places. If you use something 3 times, it makes it a little more visually appealing. And it's also using up my paint. So let's see what that looks like. Yeah, so there we just got some of that darkness, a little darker paint onto the page. Now I just have a little bit of paint left, so maybe I'll grab one more stencil and just rub it on. So whenever you're working on something, if you have extra paint, try and use it. You don't want to throw away your supplies. You paid good money for it. You just open up another page and add some paint to it. And, you know, as from the previous video, if you don't like it, well, you'll just go over it next time. But having those layers helps build up the page, and even if only a little bit of it pops through in the end, it still will add interest to your page. And there, I've finished using all my paint, and I got another page started. Thanks for watching. Be sure to give our video a thumbs up and subscribe to Scrap Time videos on YouTube. In the meantime, here are a couple other videos you might be interested in watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.